Is it on?
Yeah, but we can start whenever. It's not.
Dude, we're shooting the shit. That's what I want it to be. I want to shoot the shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just answering an email there.
All good.
Put this away. Rez, what's your notepad for?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah, ask you insightful questions.
Actually, you wrote shit down?
No.
Oh, that's nice. Where's that?
I don't know. I'll take notes down, like if I feel like I want to say something and I forget. And I also have a one-on-one at 4, so I just want to keep that in the back of my head.
Who's that for?
Amy.
Amy.
Hey, Amy.
Amy
Amy
Wickleham?
McElwham.
McElwham?
McElwham.
McElwham.
That's how you say it.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
great.
All right. Okay, let's get started. Episode 2, NCR podcast. Following the first episode, we had pretty decent reception, I think. Thank you for those of you who enjoyed it and commented, left thumbs up, all that jazz. I've learned a little bit from it. I don't know about you.
Well, the world knows how I deal with my body hair. So that's good.
Yeah, that was
right?
fun. I learned that, like, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but I say K like every 10 seconds and it really pissed me off. No one told me because I think everyone that watched it was too nice, but I say K after like everything he said. I'd be like K.
I haven't watched you coach yet, so I don't know.
I'm really
You probably do that when you coach
It's
too.
alright.
I don't think I do it as much. I don't know.
You're probably
I think I
just
say K
super
too
nervous.
much. No, I wasn't nervous at all. I didn't think. I think it's just conversation.
For what?
Anyways, I'm gonna try to fix that. So today, new individual on the podcast. Introduce yourself.
Paul Tremblay, co-owner here at CrossFit NCR.
And we have Reza
Yeah, I'm the vet.
Mashkuri returning.
Your introduction and the last one was pretty funny.
What was it? Like the...
I don't know. It was like.
Oh, I
Were you
talked
there
about
when I
the
was
games
watching
and
it?
stuff?
No, it was like. It's like I'm Reza.
There's that big silence that I followed up with
You
a hair
know,
question.
I didn't
went
have
to the
much to
games
say.
in 2012. Like.
And he didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting. Let's start with that story you just told us. Get a little context about Felix's first soccer game.
Oh man.
That was a good story. I don't want to hear more. So Felix had his first soccer game on the weekend.
Felix, my son, he's a year and a half, just under 2, and we had soccer on the weekend. It's called Little Kickers, and I thought it was gonna be like a bunch of kids just ripping around and hitting balls,
Yep.
but it was like pretty instructional and like educational. And probably just like trying to get kids to learn how to listen to directives and shit.
Right.
Like kind of like our CrossFit Kids program where the whole point of it is basically to have fun.
Right.
And then to sprinkle some CrossFit here and there. Anyway, so this was what the soccer was. And Sarah got on tape me like just kind of going nuts when Felix actually hit the ball. And it's like, you got to go watch the video, but it was basically like kids were going everywhere. Like it was a free for all. And at one point, they finally got the kids to play with the balls, and Felix he's always playing with the balls at home anyways, and he's kicking it. So I knew he wanted to play with the balls, and the instructor like was having him go in lines, and there was like 4 nets, and he would have 4 people go at once, 4 kids, and Felix was like the third or second kid to go, and I felt like I was holding back like a savage going for a fight. Like I was just holding him back, and the instructor's like, no, Felix, like wait for your turn. And I would tell him to sit down. He would sit down, and then even when it wasn't his turn, he would like get up, and he just wanted to go hit the ball. So anyways, when he got up and finally cranked the ball into the net, I was like, yeah! Oh man,
That's awesome.
But it was basically, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Came out of somewhere.
Proud of him, man.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It came out of like. It just came out.
This
you just
little
don't,
thing
like,
you created just scored a goal.
I know, and it's just like a moment where if I saw someone else do that, I would just really chirp them.
Yeah. Right.
But it was me, and
I
I was
it was
just
a
so
moment.
excited. Yeah.
I think that like as CrossFitters, like being competitive and just like being competitive people, like in sports and whatever, that exists in all of us. And the challenge is going to be to like calm that person down inside of us,
Yeah.
Because like I was saying earlier, like when the CrossFit kids would go to comps and stuff, like I'd be like, let's go, and you go, damn, Rez, you gotta just like cool it.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't want to be that parent that
That's
throws
the
it.
challenge.
I can't wait to see when it's your own blood.
But to say, speaking of which, announcement, this guy,
Congratulations.
congratulations. gonna be a dad. I was really surprised that you weren't already a dad. Like, you are around kids all the time.
Yeah, you're not
Seem
the first
pretty good
person
with
to
them.
say that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought you already had a kid. I just never met it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it. Regional recap.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk regionals. Before we get into that, let's just talk background. So before CrossFit,
Yeah.
athletically, life-wise, how did you find this? What were you doing before?
Should I tell the story?
The Pier 21 story?
Of us meeting again? No.
That was a good story.
Yeah.
There's probably more to add to that from your end of things.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
You talk about
That could be for another podcast. That could be for an entire other podcast. How Resident
The love
PT
story
met.
of
yeah, how that
Resident
all
PT.
started. My background, like, it's basically hockey. Growing up playing hockey, and how I found CrossFit was a little bit like I was done playing hockey, and like kind of you hear a lot.
What age?
I finished playing hockey when I was 21, 22. So, and you kind of hear this a lot from people who played competitive sports. Like, they'll stop playing their competitive sport and they'll jump into CrossFit and see it as a sport right away, and kind of fuel their competitive side there. And that's essentially how it started for me, which in hindsight is really funny because it's moved into like a lifestyle and just, you know, opening up the gym for health benefits and long-term health, you know, not necessarily just like competing, but that's definitely what drew me to the CrossFit right away. It was like the fact that I could compete at it, and that's basically it. Like, when I stopped playing hockey, I kind of got like a little out of shape, and then I was working downtown where there's a gym downstairs, and I could go to the gym at lunch, and I had an hour for lunch.
Where were you working?
Export Development Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a crown corporation that finances Canadian companies that want to export or buy foreign, and I worked in one of the departments there to basically just an entry level job after a finance.
Because you
degree.
did fine. Okay.
Yeah, I have a finance.
Where'd you go to school?
Ottawa U.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and it was a buddy of mine that I worked with. His name's Andy Beckler, and he like showed up to my desk one day, and he showed me a picture of the podium of the CrossFit Games, and that year was, I think I started in summer 2011, so it would have been. No, because the games hadn't happened yet, so it was the year before. It was 2010.
Froning and Spieler.
Yeah, exactly, and. He's like, this is CrossFit, and you see, like, right away, the first exposure I had to CrossFit was the games, which is still to this day like a lot of people.
Do you think though that's because he knew you were athletic, or is that just how it was back then? Everything was about.
I think it's
because the CrossFit health thing's kind of new.
Yeah, and it is moving towards that a lot, just because there's so many more affiliates now worldwide.
But it's still the games. Like the games gets the most exposure. Right? Like, games is on TV.
Everyone's got the Netflix documentary.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, that's been huge for the sport and for affiliates. Like, we still get tons of people who walk in and say, like, yeah, I just watched this movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, and like, it can scare some people, but for the most part, I think it just gets people into the gym, or at least to step foot into a CrossFit gym, even if they're a little afraid right off the bat, and they look in and they're like, oh, okay, well, none of these people actually look like the people on the documentary, so it must be for everyone. And if you can make that distinction right away, you know, obviously it's good for the sport or for the affiliates. But yeah, so I saw that podium picture, and then my buddy's like, okay, well, this is CrossFit, let's give it a shot. So we went to the park the next day, ran to the park, did Cindy, which
full 20 minute?
Yeah, full 20 minute on a soccer net. And like, honestly, I think everyone would probably love to see their first CrossFit workout on tape.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, we should videotape more people doing the first, because then like 5 or 6 years down the road, it'd be like, hey, look, this is you.
Well, that was like last week when you asked me about, like, I talked about like how I have these videos on YouTube.
Yep.
A couple of the guys went and looked at those videos, and they thought it was so funny.
Those videos are great.
They're so bad.
Oh my god.
They're terrible. But it's crazy how far you come.
Yeah.
Like your King Kong video.
Yeah, we got to get that out there
shit.
too. So the King Kong video is great because I remember like I was so full of piss and vinegar when I started, and like basically I was like the athlete or the member that when I see walk in here, I'm like, oh boy, here we go, another one, you know?
Yeah.
Like I walked in my first or second class ever after joining at l'usine Gatineau, and like I show up 5 minutes before class and I ask the coach, I'm like, hey, can I do Fran? And the
What's
coach,
the
I
time to
remember,
That's what the time to be was?
well, after, like I had heard that you've done Fran in 3:15.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, this Reza guy, okay, let's give it a shot. So I walked in. I'm like, can I do Fran? And I remember the coach like trying to explain to me how the class worked. It was David Kallick. He was trying to tell me like,
So you walked into like a CrossFit class.
The class. Like it's 5 minutes before class, and I remember now that I think back about it, like he was just so nice and just like explained to me like this is how it works. But I was like, okay, well, can I just do it? And then I'll just hop into the class. And he said yes.
Huh.
Yeah, he was like, you know what, dude, like. Fine. He like kind of stopped arguing with me.
Yeah.
And I did Fran, and I remember him telling me like, Fran's a hard workout. You might not be able to do the class after. And I did Fran. The whole class watched me, and I was like, why are they just watching me? Anyways, so when I finished, I did not want to do the class. No chance. Imagine doing your first Fran, and I did it pretty fast, and I was like dying because people were watching me.
Yeah.
And
How
then
fast?
3:16.
3:16.
So
And his was what?
Yeah, by a second. 3:15.
Oh man.
It's just funny because imagine someone walked into our gym.
I
and
know.
Just came up.
Hey,
I know.
hey, can I rip out 333? Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, it's like Mike Kirkpatrick who walked into the gym one day and was like, I'd like to do the CrossFit Games. Like,
Yeah.
dead serious.
Yeah,
He looked at me and
he's super serious.
I was like, sweet man, like me too. So
Yeah.
this is the place to be. Like, this is where you sign up.
Yeah.
But like, you can't take anyone. You can't like.
Can't write anyone off.
No, you
Right.
can't. You
Yeah.
can't. So.
Because if yeah.
And that's the kind of the way we do it here. I think. I hope. So when I finished that workout,
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't want to do this class whatsoever. But the guy said that I wouldn't be able to. So I'm like, I'm going to do this class. So
Yeah.
I did the class, and I
What was the
got
class? Do you remember?
that. I don't remember. No, I was blackout.
Expected me
Yeah.
to remember
Like
that?
I was dead, and I think it had wall balls, and I got destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, but that was the story, so that I could have a time to kind of go after this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from there, you basically went up to him in a bar and were just like, I want to.
Yeah, that's when and again, it's like the competitive side. Like I remember walking into to Luzin and like thinking or asking like, who's this Reza guy? Who's the guy to beat? And again, like probably such a douchebag move, like. Anyways, it's funny to think back on that, but yeah, I was like, who's the guy to beat? And then everyone's like, well, this Reza guy is the best guy in Ottawa. I was like, all right, sweet. And that's why I went to Luzin as well, because I had heard that that's where he coached.
Right.
Because I was going to, I didn't even know CrossFit gyms existed. And I thought it was just like kind of something people did. So I found physics, and I went to physics in Orleans. And that's a story for another day. If Frank's watching, he loves this story. But but that was like kind of far for me, and I knew the resident was going to the other one, so I went there with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the whole story of kind of derailed a little bit, but
No,
me starting
good.
CrossFit, I guess.
Yeah. And before that, though, you did something else besides hockey, didn't you?
I did some Red Bull crashed ice a little bit, and the American
announcers love to talk about that.
Man, the announcers at the CrossFit Games love talking about that, and they say crushed ice.
Yeah, crushed ice.
Yeah.
I was about to say crushed
Yeah.
ice. It's not called that.
No, it's crashed.
Crashed.
Crashed ice, yeah.
Because you crashed.
Yeah, that was super fun too. But I mean, I wasn't like on tour or anything.
Mm-hmm. What is it for people who don't know?
It's just downhill ice skating,
Okay.
and it's like on a track, and it's 4 guys going out, and it's a
Straight
race.
line, or is it like?
No, it's on a course.
And
It's
you
on a
have to
course.
skate, or is it you just coast?
You can do both.
Yeah.
But you have to skate
Right.
if you want to win. If
Right.
you want to go fast.
Right.
And I did that for like almost 3 years.
Full contact?
No, it's not full contact, and you can get disqualified if you do
Right.
hit someone. And I had a buddy who was like, this was basically right after hockey too. So like all of the guys that I played junior with, or a bunch of us, we went to tryouts,
Mhm.
and one year, one of our buddies made it, and then the year after, like, hey, we all have to try this. So we did it. It was Adam Scooby, and he was like super fast. Anyway, so then and he ended up like kind of getting on tour too, which was really sick. But I did that for a couple years. I actually did that while CrossFitting.
Yeah, like when we qualified for the games, he did that year, because I remember being super nervous about that. Like I remember we were at a bar watching him do it. Like he was in Quebec City, and we were all at a bar in Ottawa watching. And we were like, he took a bail, and we were all just like, fuck, like, because when you take a bail in crashed ice, it's like
If it's the wrong timing, like you're going into the board, like it's super dangerous. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's actually why, like, the 2013 Open,
That was your last year doing it, I think.
Yeah, because we went to the games in 2012, and then I'm like, yeah, I want to go as an individual. So the 2013 Open, like I was gunning for it, like trying to go and blah blah blah, and I did Red Bull Crushed Ice that year, and I came back with like my elbow was like this big. It was so bruised and disgusting, and like I still have chips in there that move around. Remember that's the year that Albert came down he came down to Quebec City. You weren't there. You didn't come with me.
No.
Anyways, I came back and I had to do this open workout.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if I want to kind of be serious.
You did that one in Quebec City.
I did one in Quebec City.
Yeah.
And then I came back. It was the wall ball muscle up, and I couldn't extend my arm. It was just, anyways, but yeah.
And I remember the next year he was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was like,
not
thank
doing
God.
this again.
Yeah. So let's step back. Your first Open was 2011? 2012.
Yeah.
2012 was your first Open and you went to the games that year.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Different time?
Maybe it happens where like first Open show up to regionals, maybe. Yeah. On a team, maybe, man. Like it probably still happens where there's like a guy or a girl that comes out of nowhere, does the Open, hops on a team, they go to the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably rare.
I think it's tough.
For sure, it's tough, and it's just back then it was a little bit different too. Like I had been doing CrossFit for like 6 months before the Open.
Right.
I didn't even know what the Open was.
You know what? It wouldn't happen anymore because that year was one of the last years where we could like pick and choose who did what.
Yeah.
They can't even like.
Yeah, but there's like some studs that come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like I was talking to a guy at Wadapalooza. His first Open, he qualified for regionals like
Really?
2 years ago. Yeah, an ex-football guy, and he was at regionals again this year.
I'm just picturing like 1 year in the sport, like trying to walk up that goddamn ramp on your hands.
Oh,
like that's not gonna end well.
Yeah.
No.
So first Open,
Yeah,
2012. Go to the games on a team.
Yeah.
How'd you guys do?
Oh man, we finished
Come on,
almost
Nate.
dead
What kind
last.
of question is that?
You gotta know.
We beat 3 teams that year. Okay, we beat Latin America.
Yeah.
Africa.
That was the
Asia.
team. Latin.
Well, Latin America had a team. This is when the regions were a little bit different.
I thought the team name was like
No.
Team Latin America.
Latin America, there's a Team Asia because Asia had their own region back then, and Africa. Yeah, we were part of the international athletes. One of the first interactions that I've ever had with Dave Castro was after the Big Bob event. This is the first year they introduced Big Bob, was in 2012.
That's that big sled thing, right?
Yeah, so we're pushing it. Reza and I, this is again a story for another day. We're dying on the sled. We finished the workout and like we're really close to finishing, and you can hear the announcer like, let's hear it for our international athletes. And you got all the teams like rounding up and like kind of cheering us on, and we're like, this is it, like this is us finishing
It was our first event too.
It was first event. And then Castro was standing at the end of the line, and I was like really surprised actually. I was like, this guy is the director of the games. Like, what's he doing watching us? Anyways, he was there, and we finished. Like, I couldn't even stand up, but then I saw that he was there, so I'm like, I stood up, and he was just like giving all of us like big handshakes, and I thought that was really cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
So 2012 on team.
Yeah.
You go back 2013. That's when you decided you wanted to go individual.
Yeah.
What was that decision process? Why?
Well, when I first started, I didn't even know about the teams.
The moment I picked up the yoke at the games and I started moving backwards, it was in that moment where PT was like, I'm never doing this team bullshit ever again.
Oh, yeah, unpack that one real quick.
It was a yoke on chains.
Okay, this is an event at the games.
Yeah, and like we were getting crushed all weekend, and
The pendulum yoke.
Yeah, pendulum yoke. Whatever. I got up on it. Our third guy, Kyle, took it maybe like not far, 10 feet. Then I got under it. I stood up, and I took like 5 steps backwards, and then I just fell. And then this guy just threw it on his back and just started marching down the field. And I in that moment, he was like, "Fuck this team. I'm going Indy next year."
I only walked at half the field though. Hackenbrook walked the whole way, and this absolute savage from Champlain Valley walked it the whole way too. But no, it was actually he's right because we've talked about this before. I remember after that event, and it wasn't because I wasn't having a good time, because we were still having a good time. Like it was, you're at the game, so it's sick no matter what. But I remember after that, I think the individuals were kind of going right after, and I saw them warming up for a sprint maybe. Anyway, so I went up to my family, and I was kind of disappointed about that performance. And they're like, "Good job, good work, like we're still happy for you." And I'm like, "I'm coming back here." And I remember telling that to my sister. I'm coming back here next year as an individual. And didn't happen the year after that, but 2014 it happened.
Close. Yeah. So we'll move through 2013.
Yeah.
You tried. You went to regionals as an individual.
Yeah.
That was your first year qualifying individual. Or did you?
No, I qualified the year before,
And
that's when they took 60. 2016.
2012 they took 60.
From Canada East.
2013 was 48.
Yeah, from Canada East, and I finished 43rd or 42nd in the Open.
And they
that
only
year.
take 20 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
15.
15.
Yeah, we only took 15
Right.
this year. Yeah, so isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
2012.
There's 60 people, and there's
From this region.
exponentially more people doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, it's crazy. It's tough to qualify for even just regionals. In 2013, I finished 5th in the Open. I finished 13th at regionals, and that was like kind of a light bulb too for me. Like after getting destroyed, coming in like really confident, thinking like, you know, I went to the games last year. I'm new on the scene. Like people were talking about me, and then it didn't happen. You know, and there's so many mistakes, rookie mistakes, and so many like just eye-opening things, like getting judged in a regional setting, like the intensity and the volume over that weekend, and just like competing against guys like Albert and just realizing like these guys are
different.
Yeah, it's different. This guy is miles ahead of us.
Right.
You know. So, and then 2014, I ended up qualifying. Yeah.
When I worked out with you for the first time.
When?
Ironstone, like, what would it be, like 2 years ago now almost? Your first seminar there. I remember you came.
Oh, when you worked out with me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you came, and it was a similar story. It was eye-opening. It was literally, I tell this to everyone, you came, I hit you up, came, worked out, came like an hour before the class, you're like, hey, let's just like warm up, do something. The warm-up you had us do was like a 20-minute EMOM of 200-meter row, which floored me. And then we started snatching, and like what I noticed was everything you did looked like you were gonna kill someone. You know what I mean? Like just pure intensity and everything. So that's probably similar to what you were seeing with them when you went to that first regional. It's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with them too, for sure. Like after regionals, you think that way, but I was pretty lucky that after the games, I got to meet like so many of like the big names in CrossFit, and I got to do the invitational, so I got to become friends with like, you know.
You did the invitational in 2013?
2014.
Right.
This is after I made the games.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're skipping ahead.
Because I saw you, I met you in like 2015 or 2016, so like I was fresh off of meeting these guys and like going down and training with these guys. Right. So like when I went down and stayed at Froning's house for a week, that was again eye-opening for in terms of like how to train and how to approach every day. And that's why, did you hear the EMOM?
Yeah.
It's because we went there and these guys were getting ready also for
this guy
the
came
opener
back
regionals.
from Froning's place, man.
Okay, hang on. We gotta. This is so much that I want to keep going on, but one step at a time.
Okay.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't qualify.
Yes.
2014.
Qualified
For the CrossFit Games.
For the CrossFit Games.
Talk about that regional real quick.
That regional was nuts. That was back then before the super regional. And
I remember just seeing that highlight reel of you jumping in the stands before I knew who you were. That was so hype.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment, man. A crazy moment that like I'll never forget, and a moment that I'm constantly trying to chase to get again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that year was pretty crazy. I finished tied for second with two other guys. So Alex Vigneault and Pascal Bayargent.
They only took two back then.
Yeah, there was only top two. Yeah. So
Albert won.
Albert won. Yeah. He ran away with it. He was so good in 2014. Just killed it. Just so good at everything. But I won the tiebreak because I had won 2 events.
Right.
I won, and back then Dave was still programming 1 rep maxes. So I won that, and I won the last event.
Right.
Which was a sprint, like pull-ups and overhead squats.
Did you win the snatch?
Yeah.
It was a Hank snatch?
Yeah.
275?
Yeah. Tied for first, I think. Was it 275 that I hit?
I think so, because you made an aggressive jump.
Yeah, because I had no rep my second one.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. But anyways, qualified for the games that year. Yeah.
Okay, and this Froning thing was before the games?
No, it was after. That's what I'm saying. Like
the games.
by qualifying for the games, you know, I go to the games, I meet these guys over there. I kind of lucked out with making the invitational candidate team because Albert got hurt that year. Lucas Parker was out that year, or didn't finish the whole weekend, but he had like a rhabdo mid.
That was the year 333 took everyone out.
Yeah.
Lucas Parker, yeah. He was like involuntarily peeing after. I remember seeing that.
Oh no, because Lucas was on the team with me, so it was me and Lucas. But I ended up finishing first out of all the Canadians at the games. So I went to the Invitational, competed against Froning and Kalipa and Gudmundsson and Hogberg. Those were the guys on the other teams. So that's when I met those guys, and that's also when I met, all the people that helped me get on staff for the level 1. So through them, and basically I was in Boston hanging out, and then James Hobart was like, I'm going back to Cookeville next week, and then coming back for the ECC. Do you want to come with me? I'm like,
yep.
I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, do you think that's cool? He's like, yeah, we'll just stay at Rich's and we'll just work out. Like, and James bought me a ticket. Like, he just went home that night, and he's like, Kate, you're coming with me tomorrow now. I'm like, okay, like, what are we doing? Like, what flight are you on? He's like, I got you a ticket, don't worry about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, James Hobart, beauty.
Yeah.
So anyways, we go to, and that's when we went to Rich's, and just like, I got to know Rich a bit better, and I got to meet everyone in Cookeville, and that's when I came back and I was like, okay, these guys train differently.
Yeah. Describe differently. What was the difference?
The difference from, the environment, number one, was huge.
Okay.
Was amazing. Like, obviously,
they always talk about that.
Yeah, you're with Rich. Like, just being around Rich at his gym is and in his garage is mind blowing. Just like, everything he does in training. If you have the chance to like watch him train, it's just like, it's incredible because he moves so well and everything is done with purpose, and he's just like, yeah. And it was just like kind of taking a day by day thing and seeing like how he decides what training to do, when during the day. And this is when he had a baby as well.
Right.
He had Lakeland, and yeah, so that's when I came back and I was like, hey, these guys train differently. It's the environment, so we need to chase that environment. We need to get that intensity, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough.
Right. Because he trains a lot.
Yeah, he trains a lot. And still, when I came back, I wasn't training nearly as much as he was. And he even said, he's like, this is less than when I was individual.
Right. Because that year was the year he made the switch to go towards team.
Yeah, that was the first year he was going to go team. Yeah. So even then, like, it was less volume.
Right.
Than he was doing.
And so from your end, what is all this? You seem like you want to say something.
I feel like I'm a bit of a like princess when it comes to training. Like I'm not a lot of volume kind of guy. So this guy came back, and like back then we were all trying to train together as much as we could.
You, Pete.
And we were, you, me, Pete, because that was like we were all qualified for regionals back then. And yeah, it was just rough, man. Like the warm ups, like you said, like they were just like you're dead after the warm up. Yeah, like our volume spiked up, but it was cool, right? Like PT came back, he's like, guys, this is what Rich is doing, and we like had a lot of respect for that. So we tagged along, but there's some days where I was always like called it quits pretty early.
Were you guys just going like make it up as you go, kind of Rich style back then? Okay.
Yeah. And but like you remember the warm ups, because that's what we remember, the warm ups.
12-minute EMOM, 200-meter row.
Is it still on?
Yeah, keep going. You're good.
12-minute EMOM, 200-meter row, right?
Yeah, we would do warm-ups, and that's another thing that I took back from it. It was just like he took every warm-up for every session and just turned it into a workout, like a slowly increasing workout. So you would like kind of get your conditioning in as you would warm up, and it was always like low impact stuff.
It was good too. Like you'd feel good after that warm up. Like you'd usually be ready to rock.
And those are concepts and things that I still bring to my training today. Maybe not all year long, because it doesn't necessarily need to be that much volume all year long, but definitely when I'm ramping it up and like getting ready for the open, we're adding in those like conditioning warm ups. Because it's just an easy way to get that conditioning up. And even when I would get my sessions from Michelle, and I would see that there was like lifting and this and this and that, and like sometimes I'd just be like, I'm gonna throw in like a 20-minute conditioning session to start and to get the wheels going. And like you start and it's like nice and easy, and then you finish and you're like, I can't work out anymore because the intensity just kicks in. And like those are concepts and ways of training that we love doing. And you can see like in the priority work of the NCR program, it's like you can take some of that priority work, and if you take a look at it and you go like, okay, I'm going to use this one and I'm going to turn it into a warm-up. Okay, so like let's say there's a 20-minute DMOM. I'm going to take that. The first 10 minutes, I'm going to go easy. I'm going to take it easy. Still get whatever. We're back.
We're back. So the camera stopped recording, which is awesome. So
that's so much good stuff, man.
We're going to have so much good stuff. It's all coming back at you, don't worry.
The secrets.
All the secrets were released. We talked everything from how you squat 500 pounds to, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
So, training leading up to regionals. Let's start there. So training leading up to regionals, something changed.
Yeah. Sarah was pregnant with our second kid, and we knew that the baby was due May 10th and that regionals was May 18th. So obviously that was kind of in the back of my mind the whole time, but it wasn't, like I said earlier, and the thing that cut out, I don't really like using it or thinking about it as an excuse, because I really like the fact and enjoy the fact that I'm busy, that I have, kids at home, running a gym, doing the seminars, doing other things, and that kind of fuels me more than anything else to kind of say that I can still do it and still perform. But leading up to regionals, training changed a little bit. I had the baby stuff in the back of my mind, and we were moving, so kind of lots of stuff. But that's kind of why I wanted to get a coach as well.
Because that's something new for you too. Before this year, you hadn't had a coach.
Yeah.
This year, you approached
Michelle. Leton. Yeah. So I've never what.
It's frustrating.
I've never had a coach. It's never something that I've done. We've talked about this already, so we'll just kind of cut it short. I've never had a legitimate coach actually programming for me, and give me direction in the training and kind of give me an overall plan, and not just kind of winging it day to day.
Time out. You did. Dom.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Oh,
Round 2
yeah. That's right.
Round
Sorry,
2
man. You know what? I should really apologize for that. Actually, just can't say I've never had one. Yeah, Dom Adam, the owner of Zen CrossFit, or the former owner of Zen CrossFit.
That's the first gym you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's now the owner of CrossFit Griffintown in Montreal. And he was my first coach. Yeah, and he helped out like in the beginning stages, like in 2012, 2013. That's right. I wasn't with him for too long though, but and he like helped me out even leading up to 2014. I remember.
Do you remember why you stopped using Dom? I can't think of why.
I think it's the same thing as why like
you didn't like doing shit on your own.
Yeah. It's basically that. So like I loved everything about having a coach, from the programming all the way to game day, coach taking care of you from warm up and whatever. But training by yourself, that's what I didn't like.
Right.
And that's probably why I won't keep going full tilt with Michelle. But my plan is to I want to stay in touch with her, and you know what, if she's going to listen to this before I talk to her, this is probably news, but she knew, like, when I messaged Michelle in January, basically just asking for help. Like, her and I go back to like 2012, 2013 when we first met, and we were on the invitational team together in 2014. And we've just, we were on staff together for a little bit when she was on staff. So we've known each other for quite some time. And when I was kind of shopping around for a coach, because Sarah pretty much told me, like, if you're going to compete this year, you need to get a coach. When I was shopping around, I thought of a couple people, and then I'm like, why don't I just, actually, Sarah was probably the one who said, like, just call Michelle.
Right.
Call her. She knows you. You guys can chat. You guys can be real together. So when I called her and messaged her, I said, I need some help. But I didn't want to be necessarily like a DECA comp athlete, because I still wanted to be able to kind of fly that NCR flag at regionals and kind of still represent the gym, and kind of still be part of NCR and still do some workouts with the classes and stuff like that. So because what she's doing with DECA comp is something that we admire big time. And like the way that she programs for competitive athletes, for affiliates, and just what she's built as sort of a business, we admire that, and that's kind of what we want to do as well.
Yeah, we like look up to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why she was a great choice. And when I said I need some help, I kind of pitched it as this might be my last year. I got this going on. My lifestyle. What it's like to be on staff and to kind of have to program and train around that.
Right.
Which was great because I would sometimes work out on the Sunday at the seminar, and then I'd be like, "Hey, Michelle, I feel good on Monday. Like, give me some stuff to do," and she would say like, "No, rest."
Yeah.
So she kind of knew that lifestyle, and that a weekend, even though you're not necessarily working out, is super exhausting.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
she was great for that.
So you have her training you leading up to regionals.
Yeah.
What did you feel other than that was different about your training? Were you doing more volume? Were you doing less volume? Were you doing more weakness work? Like what? We never touched on that. What do you?
Yeah. Michelle hammered my weaknesses.
Yeah.
Absolutely hammered them.
A lot of Paul Tremblay hates running.
Lots of Paul Tremblay hates running, man. And that's what's kind of frustrating, it's like
That's a big weakness.
it's a huge weakness, and I work on it. I really do. And like for a part of the year,
I don't think I've ever seen you squat, but I've seen you run a lot.
there you go.
Wow.
That's not. I'm not saying. I don't think I've seen you squat once.
I ran a shitload this year, man, and I really did. And I feel like I didn't really have a chance to show that I've been running, because I think, I don't know, I don't want to sound discouraged, but I think no matter how much I work on my running, my 5K, at the end of a workout will probably never be comparable to the top guys. And just like maybe squatting at the end of a workout, they'll never be compared to mine, or maybe they would. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
I see where you're going.
there's some aspect of my weakness that's just like, no matter how much I work on it, I'm still going to be at the bottom of the pack.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe if there would have been some runs in a workout with another strength of mine, maybe I could have been able to showcase that weakness work. But yeah, Michelle hammered my weaknesses, man. And I did a bunch of deadlifts. I did so many GHGs, so many toes to the bar, tons of running, handstand walk, and that's another thing. Like, I handstand walked a bunch. I got better at that. And then it's like Castro throws another curve. It's like, hey, you guys are getting good at handstand walking. Boom. Now let's go upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, hey, working with a coach, you got better.
I did.
You came 10th in the East Regional, which is very respectable.
Yeah.
So, like, your weaknesses were addressed, and that goes to show it.
Yeah.
Right? Like.
Yeah, I was definitely questioning the whole time. Like, was I actually getting better? Was I actually getting fitter? Because that's the thing of working out by yourself. And that's probably the challenge of having a coach.
That's one of the things we talked about in the last podcast, right? Like, it's not fun. Like, it's like at your level, like, CrossFit's like a bit of a job. Like, you have to suffer and hurt a little bit.
Yep.
And that's what I've always told people that say, like, sometimes training's not fun. Or someone who says, like, I'm done competing because I'm not having fun anymore. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, if you're not having fun, why the hell are you competing? And a couple times leading up to regionals, or even the open, through the open, I was asking myself, like, am I having fun? Do I like this? Because it's training by yourself. It's going in and hammering your weaknesses. And then I would kind of tell myself, like, I've never really done this. I've never, gone in there and treated it like a job almost. So that's why I kept hammering through it, and just to see how it would go. Yeah.
But you know where I think, like, the fun comes in is, like, winning the last event at regionals. Like, that was probably so fun.
Yeah.
Right? And like, or like even doing the WOD with Pete where you guys tied, like, that shit's fun.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like,
ever.
but like, you gotta hurt a lot to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be, you gotta make.
And
some
so Michelle,
sacrifices.
you would say, obviously helped you with
Big
that.
time. Yeah, absolutely.
Making you do the things you don't want to do.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's the main thing of having a coach.
Main point. Yeah.
Main point is, like, having someone to program stuff that you would not program yourself. Or even if you would program yourself, they put a different twist on it. They make it a little bit harder. They make it
Yeah.
You know, they think of different combinations. You know, running and GHDs,
Yeah.
which is a terrible combination for me. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're working with a coach, I feel like it's very rare that you'll pull up your programming and be like, oh, this is going to be an awesome day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just
it would happen sometimes, actually. I don't know if Michelle like did it to just like kind of
Yeah.
keep me happy, but sometimes it'd be like a sick workout where I knew I could smash,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool. And then, so that's the training leading
Yeah.
up. Let's get into regionals. So regionals, 2, 3, 4 days after you have a kid,
yeah,
you drive
5
down.
days, yeah. Back up, man. Before regionals, the Open, my worst Open ever, basically. Barely didn't even qualify for regionals.
Bubble boy.
Bubble boy, man, like that was stressful. That was insane. I couldn't believe what was going on during the Open. Honestly, like
Really?
it was
kind
like
of pisses me off. And I'm gonna go like this is a totally different subject,
do
but
it.
just like now that regionals is done and you see how some of the guys did at regionals who
Yep.
did do really well in the Open, like I don't know. I just feel like
The Open pissed you off?
I just feel like maybe there's not a lot of integrity in the Open anymore and stuff. But that's a totally different subject. But
someone's got to finish last at regionals. You know,
yeah,
I don't know.
15.2 outside of that.
Yeah.
Not so good. 15.2 over the 2 parts of it, you finished second in the world
Yeah,
behind Fraser.
yeah. Squatting and burpees usually good for me, and the max
That's
clean
clean.
usually pretty good for me.
Mm-hmm. And then the ones that hurt were the first and the third, correct?
fourth.
No, it was the double under one when you
Oh,
beat
yeah.
me in. Yeah.
So I get a text, a little context. I get a text from you. Good job on 18.3.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. You beat me. I'm like, sick. I look at the leaderboard that night, 1 fucking rep.
Yeah,
I'm like
by
a
1
9
rep.
rep. But I was like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that's
But that's the thing about that
What is
workout,
it?
and that's basically
it's like a 900 rep workout.
That's-
1 rep means nothing.
But it on the leaderboard in the Open.
Yeah, it
when
does,
you do
I guess.
when you do like
Points.
when you get away from the outliers.
Yeah.
It's like that normal distribution in statistics.
Yeah.
Remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you get away from that, you get towards the middle.
Yeah.
You're screwed. Like 1 point is or 1 rep is huge. Like
Yeah.
if I had gotten that 1 muscle up, you know, that at the buzzer I caught in a dip, but you heard the beep as I pressed out, and we looked at it and we're like, yeah, you didn't get it, so don't take it.
Yeah.
Like maybe someone else in the Open does take that rep, I don't take
So
it.
you could have
Whatever.
almost tied it.
Yeah, but anyway, so that 1 rep, you know, if I do have that rep, I'm not a bubble boy,
Yeah.
which is crazy, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's true.
But that's how it is in the Open. That's the name of the game, and that's why we love it, because it's crazy like that.
Mhm.
But that's essentially the workout that kind of made me be in that bubble. And then
The first one was
because the first one I finished 40th, I think.
yeah.
I mean that's bad, but it's not like
In the region.
it's not 100th.
In
You know,
the
I was,
region.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
region, I was 99th or something like that in that double under workout.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of messed me up. But
Mhm.
anyways, like leading up to that last Open workout, it was stressful, man.
Yeah,
That's the
you were-
most stressed I've ever been in the
You were
Open.
in a tight situation, man. Like you had to do really, really well.
Yeah.
You redid that one, and you did significantly better.
The last
than
one
Yeah,
some
but it
of the
didn't
rocks,
change
right?
anything. It wouldn't have changed anything because of the points.
'Cause you did that much better. Or
No,
you
it's
did-
because I did better, but my first one was already pretty
Really
good.
good.
Like I
That's
would have
what I
finished
meant.
4th instead of 2nd.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
still
so-
would have been in the same situation.
Same,
2
yeah.
points.
That's funny because I called my dad. I'm like, I think I'm gonna redo it, and we're talking.
Yeah.
And he's always bringing back numbers, and he can probably
This is the thruster chest to bar 3,
yeah
3, 6 guy.
yeah, and he's just like, it's like it won't make a difference. And I like kind of got angry. I'm like, no, every rep matters, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
But you don't really have.
and he's just like
choice.
statistic. He's like it's probably not gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
But anyways, I redid it. And
Yeah.
I called him like, you know what, it didn't make a difference.
Yeah. And so that's good. We didn't
Yeah,
talk about
sorry,
getting
yeah.
into regionals.
Yeah.
It was, you had to wait for someone to go team.
That's it,
Right?
man. So like the whole training towards regional was awkward. Like I had never been in that position where I was training but still thinking like, am I gonna go? And you know, everyone's like, oh, people will go team. Like for sure, you're in. And I'm like, I hated that.
You can't think like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it just pissed me off and made me so angry that I left my fate in someone else's hands,
Mhm.
man. Like that just like drove me nuts.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to be so happy for Pete that qualified and that was ready to go, but like I had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
You know? Like I was struggling big time. And I always tell people, or like I joke about that I'm a mental fortress, but like fuck. During that time, man, I was not a mental fortress. Like I was weak. And I brought that into regionals, man, and that's my biggest, like, I hate saying that I have regret, but that's my regret this year. Is like I was weak. I was mentally weak, where I normally think that's a strong point of mine.
Big strength.
Yeah. You did really well, man.
But that's why that's what I mean. Like I look back at it and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I did do well, but I wasn't in the right headspace.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not saying that if I was, I would have done better, or I would have qualified if I was in the right headspace, but just like I didn't like the headspace that I was in coming into regionals.
Because for those people who might not know, it's not like regionals finishes, the leaderboard updates, and you know whether you're going or not. In your case, it was what, like probably 2 weeks after the Open that you had to wait more.
3 weeks.
More. It was. I found out like April 20th.
Because he
So
had
a couple weeks out from regionals.
Yeah.
Here, this is how it works. They check the videos first.
Check the camera, make sure it's still going. This is good stuff.
Definitely.
They check the videos of the individuals, or the top 25, I think. Then they send out the invites. Then they check on the team stuff, send out the team invites. And it's only then, when the teams have accepted, and the second wave of teams have accepted, do they come back to the individuals who finished outside the top 15 and invite them. So yeah, 3 weeks. It's about 3 weeks.
And so it's training like you're going to go, but mentally you're checked. You can't be fully checked into it, right?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be. But you know, I still did it. Obviously, training through it, training like you're going.
What was the feeling when you got the call? Was it like, fuck, I should have known this for a while, or were you like,
it is.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
weren't even happy about it. You were just
exactly. That's pretty much basically it. Like I got it, and I was like, fuck, you know? Fuck yeah. But like at the same time, like,
yeah.
It's happened to Pete and I too in the past, and like, you know, like we knew the guy that was going team, so we all knew that like PT was okay. But you can't even explain it until you get that email.
Yeah.
You can't explain.
You never know. Like I remember you texting me, and you're like, you never know what Dave's gonna do. Like,
Who knows? Maybe you won't backfill this year.
Maybe they'll backfill for the Northeast.
Maybe this year's like, if you didn't qualify, you didn't qualify.
Yeah.
You know, we're not filling spots.
Yeah, you never know.
Like I would like talk to Jason McDonald about it and be like, hey, do you think Dave's gonna do this? He's like, no, man, they need to fill the lanes, you know? Like, okay.
Jason McDonald is a flow master at regions.
Yeah, he's a flow. Well, he's one of the head judges, and he's a flow master in Canada, so I work with him all the time. Anyways, they were reassuring me for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those were some awkward feelings, man, that I've never really had leading up to regions. Yeah, it's shitty sleep, and it's just annoying. But like I said, like I wasn't strong enough mentally. Like it got to me.
Would you say that? I know you said prior to the kid and life stuff didn't really affect too much, but this culmination, hardest lead up to regionals yet?
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. for sure. The hardest definitely mentally. There's been some hardest maybe physically.
Like injuries, stuff like that.
Yeah, because in 2013 I led up to regionals and I got surgery like 2 weeks before regionals. So like that physically was different.
Right.
But I was probably mentally stronger back then.
Right.
I don't know, man. Anyways, but it was a tough lead up. And when the workouts came out, it was my mindset going in was you know, let's just go and see what happens and have fun. So for that, I had a good attitude, like have some fun, but you know, I wasn't 100% in mentally until George was born.
Right.
Because when George was born, it's like, okay, I have 8 days or whatever, 6 days. I'm gonna go to regionals now. Like I know I'm going.
All the hurdles have been crossed.
Yeah, everything's done. I'm going to regionals, so now like kind of get in that right mindset.
Right. Okay, let's get into the weeds of regionals.
Let's do it.
Event 1, Friday morning.
Yeah.
333. You've done that event before.
Yeah.
The announcers kept talking about that. Didn't matter.
Oh really? Yeah, no, it didn't matter. No.
It's a different event.
It's a different event, and it just doesn't matter for me personally because it's just running is not a huge strong point. I slept great the night before. unbelievable. Best I've ever slept on any Thursday night before regionals. Didn't have that feeling in my stomach of I wanted to puke. It's because I kind of knew that, there wasn't going to be a surprise the next day. Like, I knew I was going to be in the bottom of the pack. And like, you can say like, oh, if you have that mindset, then obviously you're not going to do well. But like, no, I'm also a realist.
Yeah.
Like, I also don't start the season thinking I'm going to win the CrossFit Games. And you can think that's a loser mindset, but you have to be realistic. Okay, and I knew that I wasn't going to win that event. So it was basically run your own race, do as best you can, and then go from there. But I knew that the Linda was going to be a pretty good workout for me, so I was kind of keeping that in my head and kind of motivating me.
Just kind of damage control, go through.
And as I was running, and I would see like some of the guys like going faster, and in my head I was like, okay, I'll see you later this afternoon. And I was kind of using that to help me get through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that event, you took 36 out of what, 38, 40, something along those lines?
I want to say 40, but I think 2 guys dropped out, so yeah, the 38. I did finish last.
You didn't?
Did not.
No. Did not. No.
I finished last at the 333 at the Games in 2014. Did not finish last in this
Second
one.
last.
There you go.
Year, right? Who'd you beat?
I don't know.
Small improvements.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't even look at that ranking, to be honest.
Absolutely not. No, I'm just adds to it, so I'm mentioning it.
Yeah.
Event 2, a little bit more in your, not in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Obviously, more so than event 1. But is it in your wheelhouse? Really? It's not heavy.
Should have been, man. It should have been.
But I mean, you did well. You came 11th in that.
Yeah, but that's
you wanted to win that one or come right up there? Yeah.
That's one of the workouts that, like, in hindsight, I look back and I'm like, I pussied out. Excuse my language. Like, I feel like I did.
Freeze video.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I just. And that's when the confidence comes into play. Like, not just running, because I tried to run, honestly, and I was at the point where, like the reason why Vellner won that workout is because he was sprinting in between his transitions.
Sure.
And once you got to 5 down to 1, that was like so much moving back and forth.
Yeah.
And he was like taking breaks and doing singles, but sprinting. So like that was a huge difference. And he even told us back there, he's like, I'm gonna sprint, I'm gonna run, guys, watch this. Like, it was funny.
Yeah.
But I knew I wouldn't be able to run because I had tried it, and like you're destroyed. And from the run already, like, I wasn't where I was gonna make up time. And I should have just gone a little bit harder on the squat cleans, I think. Like, played to my strength in that workout a little bit more. And I didn't. Because
harder as in what? Touch and go?
Yeah, just more touch and go.
Did you rip singles the whole time?
I ripped singles until 5, and then I went touch and go. And like, they felt good. So like, I don't know, that's one of the workouts I look back and like, maybe if I had more confidence, maybe if I still remembered like what I'm good at, I'm still really good at, and I can like kind of play to my strengths there. I don't think I did that.
Okay.
I think that was a mistake.
Event 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So you finished day 1.
Yeah.
Not where you want to be.
No.
Are you a leaderboarder? Do you look at the leaderboard at night? Do you give much thought to
I don't
it?
analyze it much. I just want to see my ranking.
Yeah, just quick glance.
Quick glance, see the points, and like day 1 you could see like from 5 to 20, there was like 20 points difference. So it was super close. So I don't really let it get to me, and I know that my best workouts are still to come.
Yeah. So does that fire you up? Would you say, seeing that, or is it like what's that do mindset wise when you look and you see your place and you're not exactly where you want to be as an athlete?
It's just I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, but I was exactly where I knew I would be.
Was going to be. So you already kind of had that. It wasn't a shock.
Yeah, it wasn't a shock. Yeah, and like I said, my mindset was just weird this year. Like I would see it and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's go like snatch tomorrow and see how.
But I think that could be good. I mean, some people, there's the Mamba mindset, which is kill, maybe something. But there's a lot of athletes who, Vellner is probably a good example of it.
Yeah.
From what you see, he seems pretty chill all the time.
I think he plays that role a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
I think mentally. Yeah, the guy's pretty tough mentally. But he is like a pretty chill dude. But yeah, like, my mindset going in, even I would tell Michelle all the time, I should be like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm having fun. Like, and I was having fun. I was having a ton of fun, like literally. Seeing everybody hanging out like in that warm-up area. And
I think that was good for you. Like, I think you really did well with that mentality.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't put any crazy pressure on yourself.
No, 0.
And you did really well.
Yeah. I think that was the right mindset maybe for life that at that moment, but not the right mindset to win.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So that's day 1. Day 2,
Yeah.
wake up. What's your thoughts on event 3? Event 3 was the muscle up, handstand walk
Oh
obstacle,
man.
pistol.
Yeah.
You weren't happy when that was announced. I remember I was here.
No,
for
I
that.
wasn't. I
Why?
wasn't. Because handstand walk is just like it's a weakness of mine, and then you're making that weakness even harder.
Right.
Like both, when you think about it, actually, I've never really thought about it, but I'm a good sprinter. I'm a terrible long distance runner, and there's a long distance.
Yeah.
You know. And then I'm a bad handstand walker. I'm getting better at it, and now they make it even harder. So it's like it was like making my weaknesses even worse. You know? So but.
Highlighting it.
But it's my problem. It's I'm just not fit enough. You know, I'm not good enough at those different things. So, but it's just going up the stairs and down the ramp. It was tough. And I knew that was going to be damage control. And I actually feel like I did
well.
I did okay once I was getting it.
Yeah.
You know, I missed my first one like so many times. And once I got it, and that workout, man, I don't know if you watched, but I was super chill. Like I literally just took it easy. Like I broke up my muscle ups, did my handstand walk, and I fell. I took my time, went back, and I finished 26, I think.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah. And my goal there was if I was top 20 in that workout, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real close.
Yeah.
Event 4.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of the first like really good performance for
PT
you.
walk.
So overall. Yeah.
And that's when I my buddy Glenn Cameron was pretty much like telling me like, stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had every potential in the world to mess that up for sure.
Yeah.
You did. It was really cool to watch.
And I remember I was on the start mat and Jason McDonald was one of the head judges, and he kind of looked at me, and I don't remember what he said, but his look that he gave me was just like, let's go here.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't do well in this workout, you suck.
Yeah.
Basically.
Where'd you end up on that one?
Fifth.
Oh shit.
But that's another, you know, it's another one that it's easy in hindsight, blah blah blah. But I look back and I'm like, if I would have been in the top heat, maybe it's a bit different.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the third heat. I had a good race going on with Christian Harris, but it's, you know, I finished the workout and I did not like crumble like everyone else did. Some of them did. You know, so I don't know. Again, maybe I lacked confidence in my burpees. I tried to pace them a little bit too much. I don't know. It's tough to make that analysis at the end of the workout, but I still did okay in it. You know, finished fifth. That's a lot of points, and I was fired up when I finished that, and I won that heat.
That was a big selly.
That's where the picture came.
Yeah.
That was a good picture.
Yeah,
That was
man.
a cool picture.
It's those moments, man. You chase those moments. I think about those moments every single day. Like every time I work out, when I go to bed at night, you think about, you know, finishing a workout and just being absolutely super happy with your performance.
And
you know,
if you're listening at home, Paul just clenched his teeth really hard when he said that.
Goosebumps.
But it's true. It's those moments, man. When you finish, you win a heat or you win a workout, like it's fires you up. Yeah.
Cool. Day 2.
Day 2.
5-minute break.
Yeah.
Come back for day 3.
Let's do it.
What do you call that?
Super mailbox.
What's a super
How come
mailbox?
no one knows what that is?
It's not a real
Is that the thing where it's like a big block of a bunch
Yes.
of people's mailboxes? Yeah, I grew up with those.
Yeah.
Ree doesn't know what they are.
That's
She always
new,
had a
though.
mailman come to her house.
Yeah, same.
It's not new, man.
Super mailboxes.
Did you say stupid?
Super.
They are stupid mailboxes.
Super stupid mailboxes. All right, day 3.
Day 3.
We're back.
We're back. So, finishing on a high note, end of day 2.
Yeah.
Rev you up for day 3, or you're already pretty revved up for day 3?
I don't feel like I was revved up at all.
Yeah.
All weekend.
You're pretty close.
I was pretty
Chill.
Yeah, pretty chill.
Okay.
So like on Saturday night, I went to dinner with my family, which was cool, because it's not necessarily something that I do.
You have a big family, don't you?
Yeah, huge family, and they all come down all the time. And this year Sarah couldn't be there, so it was just the boys. We missed that part. Yeah, it was just the boys.
Right.
Yeah, which I hadn't done.
You and 2 buddies at regionals.
Yeah, Angus and Glenn. I hadn't done that since like 2014. I love Sarah, but you know, a weekend with the boys at regionals is kind of fun too.
Yeah.
But anyways, on Saturday night I went to dinner with my family, which is kind of cool, and it was more like chill. You know, I wasn't Like I knew I had some work to do the next day, but in my head that's again coming back to like mentally weak. Kaylee would have loved that little portion that I was talking about, a mental fortress.
Right.
Listen to the podcast.
So you guys know what he's talking about. We have someone sitting behind the camera named
Sorry.
Kaylee, an intern of ours. She's making sure it doesn't shut off again.
Yeah.
Learning curve. We're gonna have an engineer from here on out.
We're getting better. We'll get better at the podcast.
We'll get better. It's only episode 2.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't in the right mindset because sometimes I usually last couple of years of regionals on Saturday night I look at the leaderboard and I'm like, if I win both events or if I do this and do that, I can go to the games, And I didn't really think about that on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking we'll just go and
see how she goes.
Yeah, and then we realized that Pete and I were going to be right beside each other in a 20-person heat for event 5.
I wanted a picture of that so bad, man. The amount of times I wished I was at regionals was never epitomized more than that one moment that I wished.
And I forgot my NCR shirt. Okay, and I'm like, we can't do a workout side by side without NCR shirts like matching. So I wore Jen's brother's shirt that he brought. He gave it off his back.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Where's that shirt now?
It's at home.
You kept it.
Yeah.
So we owe
My
Marcus
brother.
shirt?
Yeah. We own Marcus shirt, and my brother-in-law gave me one too. But for some reason, Mark's fit a little bit better, so I'm like, I'm gonna wear that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that was insane.
Yeah.
Like, think of the odds. You're at regionals.
40 other people.
Yeah, 40 other guys. It's day 3, and
That was exciting
you're
to
doing the
watch.
workout right beside the guy that you essentially train with all the year long.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool scenario.
That's pretty sick.
And that was fun.
And you guys finished like super close too.
tied.
And we tied.
Yeah.
Which was
you
insane.
tied.
We tied.
Because he was ahead and you caught him at the end, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
That's really sick.
Nate,
And
can I ask a question?
Go for it.
So there's a picture surfacing the internet of what appears to be you and Pete kissing. Can you just touch on that?
I don't think I've seen this picture.
That wasn't after event 5, man. That was after event 6.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. And I whispered something in his ear, and someone snapped a picture as I was like coming
What'd you
out.
whisper?
Has been yet to be. That picture's got to come out.
Oh my goodness.
So
I'll try
it
to
was
get a
not a
better
kiss.
copy.
It was not a kiss, no.
Because I was a little jealous.
We had a pretty epic hug on our knees after event 5 because
Yeah,
we
I
both
saw that.
finished
Uh-huh.
doing lunges, and we just like dropped the dumbbells. We're both like on our knees, and we gave each other a hug. It was kind of weird. It was good.
Yep.
But yeah, that was funny because he crushed me on the box jump step overs.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of a moment actually after the box step overs that I'm like, when I picked up the dumbbells to go for my lunges, that was a cool moment where I kind of felt like myself, and I felt like I was like going for it.
Yeah.
Because I saw Pete far away, and I saw that he put the dumbbells down, and I'm like, I cannot let Pete beat me in this workout.
Yeah.
And this is where I can take him.
Yeah.
So picked it up and just went for it.
Pete looked like he was dying. Like, because if you watch it, at one point you're like, there's no way PT can catch up to Pete.
Yeah.
And then
you came out of
PT
nowhere.
goes into beast mode, and Pete just like, it looked like he was getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Like, he picked up the dumbbells once, and I think he threw them right back down.
Yeah.
Like, he was just a mess.
Let's talk about that event. That
Yeah.
event blew my mind.
Yeah.
Those 70-pound dumbbells for 50 box step overs.
Yeah.
Like, anyone who does CrossFit should have a relative idea of how hard it is to do box step ups with dumbbells. Period. 50s
That's
are the
24
norm for
inches
guys.
too.
You had to do a 70.
Yeah, it was at 24 inches. Like, that's pretty high for that step up. If you're not that tall of a guy, you're essentially doing a pistol range of motion
Yeah.
every step.
And pretty much everything you needed for that movement was taxed prior,
Yep.
essentially.
Yeah.
Not just in the weekend, but in that event.
Yeah.
People don't understand the fatigue that comes in your hamstrings and hips from handstand push-ups and toes to bar.
Yeah. But no one went hard on that.
No.
No one did.
Not the people who finished, anyways.
No. Yeah. Like, I don't. Actually, Velder kind of went hard on the bike, maybe. No, but he was staying. Everyone knew that the money was made on the box step overs.
Yeah.
That's where you can make money. And in my head, when I was going through the workout, I honestly thought that like I was missing my chance of passing people because those box jumps were killing me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna get to the dumbbells and go for the lunges, and like I don't know how that's gonna feel.
Mhm.
But for some reason, man, I can't explain it. When I picked up the dumbbells and I put them overhead, I was
You're
like,
gold.
these feel like nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was weird, and then I just went for it. So like the guys who did really well in that workout
Mhm.
crushed the box jump overs.
Yeah.
Like just
And you would say you paced the first 3 parts though.
yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because last night, I don't know if you saw it yesterday, Travis Mayer in the Atlantic region,
Yeah.
he went hella hard. He got to the bike 4th and was off first by like 20 seconds, I want to
Yeah.
say. And he
Got
missed
it.
qualifying by 1 spot to the games.
Travis Mayer didn't qualify.
No.
No.
Yeah, he missed by like 9 points.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Yeah, and it was arguably that event because he had a pretty good event 6 too.
No, but he won that event, didn't he? He won event 5, I think.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, look it up. I'm pretty sure he came in on Sunday morning and just went ham and won the event.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Olsen won that one.
I didn't follow it too closely, but
You might be right.
yeah.
Anyways, he went hard.
I'll
on the
pull
bike.
it up, Nate, if you want to keep.
No, I got it. Travis Mayer, he came. Right, he did win the event. You're right.
Yeah. Called it. He
He went
called
on
it
the bike.
too. He was like, I'm gonna go win that event.
He's the guy who can also do Karen Unbroken at 30 pounds.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So he
does
knows-
some
he knows
weird
pain.
shit. And he's a dad too.
Yeah.
Father.
Mayer's a
Yeah, he's
dad.
got
That's
2
right.
kids. He's got 2 boys.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dad
Two
bod,
boys.
Dad strength. Yeah.
Fuck, I can't wait for that shit to kick in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fun part. Event 6.
Event 6, man.
Event win.
Yeah.
5th in your career, as far as I can see.
Yeah. Good math. 2 in 2014.
2 in 2018 and 1 in 2015.
Yeah.
And then this one.
So 4th.
4th. Did I say 5th?
Yeah. It's fine. 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really love the last events, man. I don't know why, but Castro just programs sprints every single time.
Yeah.
Every year, it's
Graphic.
just a sprint at the end.
Mhm.
It's great to watch, I guess. But so yeah, that was unbelievable. I felt great doing it.
The last one you won prior to the sprint was the muscle up squat clean.
Yeah.
That was in 2016.
No, for 15.
15?
Yeah.
And then this year was
What was
rope
the
climb.
Oh yeah, rope climb thrusters.
Rope
That was in
climb.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this year, like that.
Legless, right?
Yeah, this year the making the thruster a little bit heavier, like at 155.
That's up your alley.
That's up my alley, and it just creates a little bit of a gap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it just
You can't put your head down and go.
yeah.
Like there's a little bit more involved.
Right.
There's a little bit yeah.
Whereas in the
exactly.
past, it was just like you can really put your foot down on the throttle and just go for it. Whereas that
Because
was
you
like,
saw a lot of people starting to fail thruster at the end.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
Missing
came-
lockouts,
I came
dropping
close
behind
to-
their head.
Oh yeah.
dude, PT's last thruster, I seriously thought he was gonna. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't think he was gonna get up over
It
his
was
head.
bad. Yeah, that got heavy at the end there.
Same with Pete. Like you guys both, you could tell it was like you were flirting with failure.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a great event, you know. Obviously finishing that, winning it. I was pretty pumped to watch the last heat and watch Vellner drop the bar.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I got the event win.
Yeah.
And then later on that night, I texted him to congratulate him on the whole weekend, and he's like, "Thanks, man. I let you. I dropped it to let you win that last one to sign off or something." I'm like, "Thanks, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
it."
Yeah. That's funny. So, finishing it, day 3,
Yeah.
over, finishing 10th place. That's 7 spots up from the previous year,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
One of the better finishes, especially in this era
Mhm.
that you've had since the games. Right?
Yeah.
How'd you
Well,
feel?
it's 2014, so I'll go to the games, and then I finished 7th. I finished 8th, finished 17th, and then 9th, or tied for 9th, so 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2016 onward, though, I feel like there's been a shift. Do you-
In terms of what
do you-
programming?
Well, the Super Regional,
Yeah, 2015.
2015.
Yeah,
The
that's
Super
my-
Regional.
Yeah.
So it's,
Finishing top 10 at regionals, yeah. I mean,
the last 2 years for you especially, there's been no max lifts.
Yeah.
So
There is a shift. Yeah, there might be a shift in the.
That's a whole
overall-
nother podcast right there, but
Yeah, true. We could chat about that.
we definitely are going to.
But I think it's a good shift.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. And
Does
yeah,
it-
finishing top 10 now at regionals is pretty good. And like, I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I could not believe the jump that I made from winning an event.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show like it pays to win events, and
Yep.
that's why when I say like my mindset was not right, it's some events that I didn't attack enough.
Mhm.
Like the Linda or like the snatch workout. Like and in hindsight, I'm like, I'm still good at these things that I'm good at. I should still like be foaming at the mouth, like bleeding, wanting to win those workouts. And I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And like I said, like it's not like if I had it, I would have won or I would have finished top 5. Like I'm not saying it could have been the exact same outcome. I just wish my mindset would have been better, and that's what I'm going to take into next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finishing.
Yeah.
Regionals is done.
Yeah.
Excited for next year right away. I know you had mentioned that maybe you were thinking about it being the last. At least you said with the Michelle thing, the way you positioned it to her when you had her as coach. Was that a thought at all, or was it immediately like that last event felt awesome, I'm going to come into next year, like you just said, Devin? Like, what was the thought process?
Man, it's hard to finish. It's hard to finish like that and not think about next year right away. And regionals just finished, right? Like, I feel like our region was like months ago, but it was just 2 or 3 weeks ago. And just watching region after region, it just made me more and more frustrated.
Yeah.
Honestly, and just motivated to try and go for another one. I think it depends. It'll depend on a lot of things, and I'm not making that decision yet. And I might go team, you know, and it might not even be with CrossFit NCR. Who knows? But that's for another podcast, right?
We've already talked about this.
I haven't heard anything. I don't know anything about this.
Well, maybe that's just a little bit of a hint of what's down the pipeline for CrossFit NCR and other things. But yeah, who knows, man? But the thing is, like I said, I've always said if I go to regionals and I get my ass handed to me, I'll probably stop.
Didn't happen this year.
Yeah. And I thought that happened last year, and then I'm like, okay, I'll give it one more shot.
What's asked for?
I don't know. It's, you know, it's like actually feeling like I don't belong there.
Okay. So like,
if I go to regionals and I feel like I don't belong there, and that's tough. Like, will I ever?
Because when you can come, when you have the capacity to come second in the world in a workout, I don't think you can ever think you don't belong there to some extent.
Yeah. You still have to get there, right? Like the Open's it's no joke anymore, but, and that's another thing. Like I always say that, it's like people say that they stop competing and or when I'm done competing, I'm not going to do the Open. I think for us, that's impossible. You know, we're affiliate owners, so we're always going to do the Open. And as long as I sign up for the Open, I'm going to want to crush everyone around me. You know, especially if Pete's still competing or whatever, and you're still competing. Like I'm still not going to want to lose workouts.
Yeah.
I'm still going to give her. And to the, you know,
sometimes it's hard to say this because we don't want to swallow this pill, but I don't think we're ever going to stop competing.
Yeah.
Like it's a shitty pill to swallow because there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. But I think that's just like kind of reflects our business. Like,
did you see the amount of people from NCR that was in Albany, New York?
Crazy.
Like just that alone is
everyone always talks about it.
This
that
is
makes
insane.
it worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone
like,
always talks about it.
I couldn't believe how many people actually came down.
But it's like, how old are you? 31.
Yeah.
So he'll be 32 next year. He's like 3 years away from Masters. I'm 2 years away from Masters. Like we're not done. We're never gonna be done. We're gonna keep doing this shit.
Yeah.
It's our It's our lives at this point. Like even though you sometimes you kind of want to be done because there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
We're not.
There
done.
is.
We're never done.
So other than the fact that you don't like losing, it's basically your life now. Is there anything else that like drives you to compete outside of that? Because you hear a lot of people talk, you know, like obviously Rich has a state thing, and some people might have like Cole Sager talks about being like an influence. So do you have anything outside of just like your burning desire to compete that specifically drives you?
I don't know. It might sound selfish, but I just want to go back to the games.
Yeah.
You know, if these people are doing it for other people as influencers or to help motivate people, that's great. Good for them. I would argue that every competitor's sole motivation is selfish. And then with that comes, you know, helping others and you know, being a role model or whatever. But like, I want to compete and I want to go back to regionals because I want to go to the games because I want that feeling again.
Yeah.
And I want to be, you know, where I think I belong, which is with the elite, with the best in the world at CrossFit.
So what's the next year then? We'll kind of start tapering down. What's the next year? What's the plan? What's it look like?
Well, I'm fired up to like just start training with my friends again. Honestly, man, like I want to get back to just like shooting the shit and working out with the guys at the gym.
Which is what we've been doing for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, which is great, which has been fun.
Sweet.
But like I said, like I think I will keep some sort of relationship with Michelle because I really enjoyed it and I think it was really beneficial for me. But that's a conversation I have to have with her in terms of what role she'll have next year. But for me, it's the same old story, man. Like I'll just spend the year still working on my weaknesses, and whether I go team or individual, I still need to get better at running. You still have to be a good runner to be on the team, you know? Like I would hate to go on a team and then let my team down because I suck at running because I haven't been working on it. So regardless of team or individual, I still need to get fitter. And what we tell our athletes is to work on their weaknesses to improve their overall fitness. So if I'm not doing that myself, whether I'm competing or not, then I'm not a role model and I can't, you know, I'm not practicing what I preach. So that's what training is going to look like.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing. And then the open will roll around. We'll probably do the open, go pretty hard. Are you got some pressing business over there, or
Not really.
am I talking too much?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm really good at multitasking.
Open will
really
roll around.
involved.
We'll do the open. We'll go hard at it. And then if I qualify for regionals, I'll go back to regionals.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let's end it there.
Let's end it there. Yeah, sure. That's super long. I'm sorry.
No, that was great. I guarantee everyone wishes it was another hour. That's an exciting topic.
That's like an hour and 15 minutes.
Something like that.
How's that for podcast number 2?
Pretty all right. Is it still rolling, Kaylee?
Yeah.
Great. So we'll end that. Podcast 2, episode 2, regional recap. We're going to be back. We're going to do another regional recap with Pete when he's back from Hawaii.
Can't wait.
Lots more coming your way. Be sure if you enjoyed the last episode and this episode to subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions for PT, leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure he sees them. We'll go from there.
That's it.
Cool.
Thank you.